And on the phone with us, man, he is one of the funniest men in the entire world, hands down. He is a past winner of Last Comic Standing, and now he is one of the talent scouts / judges. Alonzo Bodden with us. How you doing, Alonzo?
What's up, Tony? How you doing, man?
Man, I am doing great. It is so cool to have you on the show. I've been seeing you on Last Comic Standing. How long have you been on that show now? Like 10 years?
Sometimes it feels like it. This is actually, let's see, this is the third season I've been involved in. But I did do a guest spot last, so I guess I've worked on 4 out of 5 seasons. Hey, it pays the rent.
Hey, there you go. There you go. And, of course, it's good to have you on, man. What have you been up to? I know you've been busy with Last Comic Standing and everything, but what else you been up to? You been staying busy? You had any time for a vacation, anything like that?
No, man, my agent doesn't allow vacations. My agent wears a furry hat and drives a Cadillac. And as far as he's concerned, my only goal is to make him rich. So I've been out doing my live thing. As a matter of fact, next week I'm going to be near you guys. I'll be at Comedy Off Broadway up in Lexington next Friday and Saturday, the 7th and 8th.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I guess folks,
so, yeah, but I've been doing that. Jay Leno's been great to me. He's had me on The Tonight Show about 5 times, which is very cool.
Wow.
So life is good.
Now, what is it like? I mean, when you're, going on stage on the Tonight Show, national TV like that, just so much history. I know it's got to be cool, but I bet even backstage, just walking the hallways. What is that like? Just being part of that experience.
You know what's great about backstage? Jay actually comes back and welcomes you to the show, and he talks to you about it, and he talks about comedy. Like, Jay is a really cool, down to earth guy. He still loves being a comic. So the first time I did the show, that was the thing that surprised me and made me the most comfortable. And then as you're making the walk out to the stage, all you're thinking is, okay, don't curse, don't forget your jokes, don't bring your career to a grinding halt. But no, the audiences are great. It's a good time. Man. You know who else is fun? The band is fun.
Yeah.
Because they hear everybody. So, like, if you hear them laughing behind you, you're like, okay, that was a good one.
So what was like the best one that you get the best reaction out of on the Tonight Show? Like when you tell a joke or you tell a story, give us one that just gets the best, the reaction from everybody in the crowd, and then you hear the band, you see Jay over there with his big chin laughing. Which one got you the best pop?
The last one I did that was my most fun, and it was a special show. It was to welcome the troops back from from Iraq and Afghanistan. So the whole audience, we had about 500 soldiers, sailors, Marines, the whole group.
Oh, yeah.
And I used to do a lot of USO stuff, so I could joke about the military. So they had a great time with that. But the funniest moment was they had one of those special concerts after the show with the Pussycat Dolls. And they call us on stage to say goodnight. And I looked at Jay. I said, Jay, we are standing here with the Pussycat Dolls in front of 500 military men. Do you think anyone notices us?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Talking to Alonzo Bodden. He is NBC's Last Comic Standing, one of the judges. What was it like making the transition from being a contestant on the show to winning the show to being now one of the judges to pick the next winner? What is that like?
Well, the best part about it is nobody's voting on me.
Yeah.
So I know I have a job next week. Because I will tell you, being on the show, like having had the experience, the most frustrating, anxious, nervous time is between performing and finding out if you made it or not. Last week the final 5 performed. One of them is going to be eliminated tonight. So you spend the whole week knowing, did I make it? Didn't I make it? Did I make it? Didn't I make it? It's imagine coming to work today and your boss just says, okay, someone's fired next Wednesday. We'll let you know next Wednesday.
I was going to say, it actually sounds like when our ratings come out, usually. Yeah, it's like that. It's like a reality show here.
Yeah, imagine that every week. So that was when I felt for him. I mean, as far as watching them, you get some that are absolute train wrecks.
Right.
Which I just like watching. Because it was like, okay, you're so bad, you have no chance of being on the show. So let's see how bad you can be. And then you have most of people fall into the middle. They're funny, they're good, but they're nothing standing out. Then you get the ones who stand out, and the ones who are close. The hardest ones are the ones who are close.
Right.
Because it's not that they're not funny. It's just that for whatever reason they're not right for the show, or that particular set, somebody just had a better set. Because I knew a lot of them.
Right.
And they're funny people and they're great comics, but it's ultimately how'd you do
Now, is that tough? I mean, is that tough? Because, like I say, you have worked with a lot of these comedians, probably, you know, out on the road and just in different clubs and everything. Is it tough, kind of judging your peers like that?
Fortunately, they were very cool.
Right.
Yeah, they understood. They knew it was a TV show, and you know, as Kathleen once said, "Listen, comics judge all other comics anyway. We just happen to get paid for it."
I like it. That's a good way to break it down there. I love it. So, what's it like working with Kathleen and Ant?
I love Kathleen.
Yes.
Kathleen is hilarious. She's great. And Ant is Ant. It's a full-time job, and I could not do it.
Man. Now, he has changed his look totally since he
yeah, Ant has gone with the beautiful look, and he's a high-maintenance guy. God bless him.
I love it. I love it. Does he ever give you, like, fashion advice or fashion tips, or is it the other way around?
No, fortunately. Fortunately, Ant and I are appealing to different markets, so he's letting me do my own thing.
I love it. I love it. So after the show is over, you're going to take a big vacation? You're going to go camping, anything like that? What do you do for fun?
Camping. Camping is the dumbest vacation I've ever heard of. Like, I'm going to work all year to pretend I'm homeless. That sounds fun. I'm going to go challenge some bears. No, I'm actually going to be working, doing my live thing up until the holidays, and that's when I'll kick back for a while. And a vacation for me is being home. I travel every week. Any week that the TSA does not inspect me is a good week in my life.
That's always a good experience, isn't it? Man, worst experience going through airport security?
Is when they say, "Hey, man, we saw you on the show. You are hilarious. You're great. Okay, step over here, take your jacket off, take your shoes off, strip down." You know, it's like, really? So when I'm not on TV doing comedy, I'm on the watch list.
That's good to know. It's good to know where you stand, at least, right? You know.
Exactly.
Oh man! All right, well, check him out, Alonzo Bodden. He's on Last Comic Standing tonight on NBC, and also, folks here in Bowling Green, Southern Kentucky, make the short trip up to Lexington. Now, what's the dates and times and all that stuff? Location again for your show coming up in Lexington.
Comedy Off Broadway, Friday the 7th and Saturday the 8th.
Yep.
We get 2 shows each night, 8 and 10:30.
Very cool. We look forward to getting up there and checking you out, and also seeing you tonight. I mean, checking you out on stage, not like checking you out, you know, like in total, you know.
It's okay. I worked with Ant. I understand.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, well, thanks for coming on this morning, man. Taking some time out for us, and we look forward to seeing you tonight on Last Comic Standing on NBC. Hey, Alonzo, thanks for coming on, hanging out with us, man.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on.